wait to go back to Hawaii. I was supposed to go back on the 19th.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
My girlfriend moved over there. She moved to Oahu.
All right, we got 10 seconds.
Gotcha.
All righty. All right. Hello, Lisa and everyone out there. Hi,
Hello.
I'm Lisa with Live Love Spa, and welcome to our first ever Facebook Live meetup for our Self-Love Club. So we thought, since we're quarantined right now, we want to make sure we all are taking care of ourselves. And the one thing I think we've all complained about is our manicures, our at-home manicures could use a little bit of work. So we actually have our celebrity nail artist friend of ours, Lisa Wong, here with us. We met you, Lisa, when we were doing events all over. You're an educator for an amazing line out there, but now you are doing celebrities, magazines, commercials, all of those fun things, and you're going to help us take our nails to the next level, right?
Sounds good. Yes, I am. This will be a lot of fun tonight.
All right, so tell us what we're going to do today.
Okay, so I would like to say that this is considered alcohol inks in the nail professional portion of the world, but I want you guys to think of it as watercolor on nails, which is a lot of fun. And we know that, you know, when you're working with watercolors, it's really soft and it's flowy and there's no definite lines. You can have some, but you don't have to. So everything kind of like floats on top of each other, looking really pretty. And if you want, this is kind of what we're going to aim for.
And just hold it up a little higher for us to see that. That looks kind of complicated. Do you think we can do that?
Oh, you're going to find out how easy it is to do, and you're going to love this. You are going to absolutely love this. Before I tell you what all we need, we're going to kind of talk a little bit about our basic manicure stuff that we need. When we're doing manicures on ourselves, our natural nails, we really want to take care of them. So we want to use a really nice file, nothing too abrasive. So you're looking for kind of just a really soft, just enough to take off the edge, clean up your edges without splintering them. Some of those little orange ones or brown ones files are really rough. They're like an 80 grit, where you want to get to more like a 240 grit. So really softer file, which will keep your nails intact. Then we have our professional implements of a pusher. So I've got my little OPI pusher, which is really nice to kind of come right around the cuticles and clean them up. If you do not have a pusher, most people have orange wood sticks. So orange wood sticks are easy to use as well. You can slide them right around the cuticle. You can use either a cuticle remover, or you can use cuticle oil, which will be also helpful in cleaning up and pushing back the cuticles. Then we want to go in and clean up any excess of skin that is lifted away. Now, if your skin is attached, you don't want to cut that, because that's living tissue that you don't want to cut. So you want to just make sure if there's anything, any tags, any rough spots, that's what you want to use your implements and your nippers for. And when you're using them, you're going to slide them right under the area. You're going to press down until you feel it cut. Then you're going to lift away. The biggest mistake a lot of people make is they go in, they grab and pull, and then end up ripping the skin, which then creates more of an issue for you. So be careful with that. Now, if anybody wants to go ahead and do that, you can go ahead and start that process. After we're done with using our nippers and pushers, we're going to take a lint-free pad or a cotton pad and use some alcohol, and make sure you really cleanse the nail well. getting all of the oils off of the nail or any cuticle remover off the nail prior to putting on your polishes. That's going to allow the polishes to last a lot longer. Now, speaking about polishes, I'm using tonight the Yappa, which is obviously one of Lisa's collections that she has over at Live Love Spa. So I have a color in Amy as well as Sarah. I also have their 3-in-1 base coat, which is really nice. So it's a nail strengthener and it dries really quick and anchors to the nail really well. And then also their magic top coat. So the magic top coat will be a quick drying, extended wear, high shine top coat that you'd want to use. So those are always fun. I went ahead and got 2 nail tips ready. But before we do that, I want you guys to have a chance to go ahead and put your base coat on and at least one color that you might have. So keep in mind, we are doing a layering, and whatever colors that you want to mix on top of this layering, you want to use a lighter color that allows everything else to pop above and beyond. Now, some of the items that we'll be using to create the colors, this is the magic, is Sharpies. Everybody has Sharpies at home. You might have a couple different colors, bright neon colors, some blues. I went ahead with blue, silver, and black. So I've got 2 different colors of blue. I've got a silver and a black, and we're going to be using these to create our design. You will also need, if you have, a couple brushes, a real thin, inexpensive little brush, just enough to grab liquid and to grab your color and apply it down. I also have a little tiny liner brush that I can grab color with, or later on, I'm going to add a little extra pizzazz to the nail with some glitter. I have a little dish, and you can use a dish, you can use the lid of the alcohol bottle and add some alcohol into a little container so that you have that set aside and you can dip into that. Also some foil. Now our foil is going to be basically our palette for which we're going to be doing our Sharpie on to create our looks. So I'm going to start with that right now. And I'm going to grab my Sharpies and I'm just going to color. So obviously a really bright blue. I've got a darker blue. My silver, which the silver is going to be hard to see because obviously being on the foil, it's on silver already. And black. Also, if you do not have any brushes to work with, you can use Q-tips, pointy Q-tips. Be a little careful because you're going to have to work a little bit faster with Q-tips because you don't want it to leave the linty stuff behind. Also, the eyeshadow makeup brushes, any kind of little sponge, those are also helpful. You can tear a sponge apart and get a pair of tweezers and grab it that way. So then you're kind of like dabbing it onto the nail, and that's all you're going to be doing. So you're going to find that this is such an easy way to add a little pizzazz to your nails and have fun with it, because anything you do isn't wrong. So there's no wrong way of doing this. So I'm bringing my 2 little palettes over. Amy is obviously a really pretty soft, creamy white, a little more on the beigey tone. And then we have Sarah, which is kind of a taupey purple. Really pretty. So you're going to see different effects off of the different colors. And that's why I chose grabbing 2, just so that you can see how it looks either way. Is everybody ready? Did we apply our polish onto our nails? All right. So you're going to just take your brush, put it into your alcohol, and start with whatever color you like. I always like to go with some of the brighter ones first. And you can see how that's already mixing that up. And as I pick it up, I'm going to set it down and just kind of color wherever you want. I'm going to take another pad just to wipe off my brush, dip it into the alcohol, and watch what happens. And as you clean off your brush, you can go back in and grab up any excess that's wet. The fun part about this too is it dries automatically. It's alcohol. So the alcohol starts to evaporate while it's allowing the ink to set in and dry. Even that, look at how pretty that looks. It's just simple for smoky effect, but we're going to keep going.
All right, so can you just repeat that process again? You got your Sharpie on there.
I've got the Sharpie on the brush. Pick up the color off the foil and set it back down on the nail. And you can see it drying. Clean off your brush. Go back in and pick up a little more alcohol. And this will start to create it to spread. You can actually watch it just kind of mute down in areas and create little tiny lines throughout. Now I'm going to go in with my next color. I'm going to go in with a darker blue. And again, just deepen out some areas that you like. You don't have to put it over the whole nail. And all I'm doing is dabbing. Clean the brush off, grab a little more alcohol, and let it spread. And you might not want to. You might like the way it looks. So you can just keep adding or take away or allow it to spread even more so. Now I'm going to go into the silver. Now I know I'm adding a little bit lighter on top of these blues, but that's okay. The silver almost gives it a cloud-like effect. And you don't notice it until it dries with the silver or you get it to spread.
So Lisa, for more spread, are you just adding more alcohol by itself?
Yes.
Okay.
So you clean off your brush, you grab a little bit of alcohol, and then you touch it down, and then it'll start spreading again.
It looks like you can't really go wrong with this. You can.
Exactly. That's the whole point. You can't mess it up because each time you do something, you're like, oh, wait a minute. That looks cool. I like the way it's moving. So you can add to it. You can take away from it. You can be like, okay, that's it. That's where I want to stop and just end it there. The next thing is going into the black.
Can we hold that a little bit closer to the camera so we can see that detail a little bit more? Ooh, it's starting to look real cool already. Wow.
Isn't that neat?
That's awesome.
And then with the black,
so for those of you that are just tuning in right now, this is just about taking your at-home mani to the next level, just using some Sharpies and some alcohol and a little bit of creativity here. It's pretty simple. Just dabbing it right there. And you're basically just adding some dimension in there, right, Lise?
yep, that's it. You just keep playing until you're like, oh, okay, I'm liking the way that's shaped, or and you can kind of follow a pattern too. So the more alcohol you add, the more it's going to spread and take off on you. So you can even, if you need to dip into the alcohol and lightly take off some of the alcohol and then touch it down, then you can kind of get into little areas and say, okay, I don't want it to splash everywhere, but I want it to spread a little bit more right here. So you can just use that slowly with your brush. And you can already see how the black kind of gives those veiny lines throughout. It really gives a cool effect. I used to play whenever I was in a hurry to get my nails done. This was one of my favorite things to do, because 9 out of 10 times, if you clean your nail, you can actually get the Sharpie and color on your nail, but then you're sitting there playing with the alcohol on the nail versus picking it up. So that was my lazy way of doing it, is I'll just Sharpie all over my fingernail, and then I'll just throw some alcohol on it and see what happens and let it go. And then it'll look artistic from there. I find it so much more fun to create easy art than crazy art. I'm more of an abstract person. And you can mix colors. And that's the other thing too, is see how transparent these get. So if I had decided to use some yellow over the top of this blue, I would be ending up with greens. So keep that in mind. Everything is going to layer on top of each other because they are transparent. They're not a solid color. So you're going to get the layering effect as they run together. Let's see how this is going to look over the top. Oops. Of the purple. To me, the blues always give me the night sky feel of clouds and or water. Either way, I go back and forth. And maybe I'm just in need of some water and getting, back to the ocean. That's why I picked the blues.
This also looks kind of relaxing as well. Just something to kind of ease your mind.
Here's another thing too, is if you can find some, if you're not one to wear long nails, but yet you would like the long nails every now and then, it's fun to get a set of like press-on nails and have them blank canvassed. That way you can stick them down and then play and do all your artwork on them clear coat them, and then pop them on for the special occasion that you need them for. I think that's always a lot of fun. And we do a lot of those because a lot of your celebrities or a lot of the music artist people, they like to do the press-ons because they're always changing outfits.
That's got some foresight for some of us. Think of our future press-on nails.
I'm kidding you. It's a lot of people do it. I'll make up sets for people and, get their sizes down and the length that they want. If they want them almond, do they want the coffin shape or something like that? And create the set, put all the Swarovski crystals on them, do all the fun painting stuff, and then send it to them. And then they just pop them on. It works. So see, okay, look at this one. And how much deeper the colors are.
I love this. And this is definitely something you can do at home, with your kids even. It's so simple. Hi, yes. Glennie. I see Glennie's out there. She's watching it with her daughter, Elise. Hi, guys. Welcome.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. The kids will love this because, don't use the Sharpie on the walls. Just do them on your nails. And then to pizzazz it up, this is my favorite little trick, is using the 3-in-1 base coat or a top coat, whatever you prefer. I'm going to add just a little bit onto my foil. I grabbed some turquoise glitter. Everybody has some glitter in the house. Somewhere there's glitter. If you have little girls in the house, you've got to have glitter. Mix that up. And you can just take the fine brush and draw some little lines, little squiggly lines, just to kind of pizzazz it up. Go right along the edges. Find some little veiny areas where it just kind of helps to make it pop and bring out a little extra.
Awesome. Can you see that a little closer to the camera too?
I will. Let's take one up at a time.
Whoa, that looks amazing.
Isn't that pretty?
Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous.
And the thing is, did you notice I'm not wearing my glasses? They were over here the whole time. So if I can do that without my glasses, anybody can do this.
Wow, that's amazing. Gorgeous.
And then once I top coat that, that's going to just pop it up even more so. Here's the purple one.
I love that. And then all you do is just put the top coat and that just comes off like normal with
regular polish remover, because there's a polish underneath. So none of that Sharpie is going to stain.
I love that. This is something really easy, something to do at home that's going to take your manicure to the next level. Beautiful.
Bring up the high shine. And this also will bring up all the detail too. You'll start to see, oh, look at those lines. Look at the way that just kind of moved around. So again, watercolor on nails.
There you go. That's awesome. Well, and I know that people can follow you on Instagram, right? Lisa, where can they find you? Some of these fun tips and tricks you have at LPW Nails.
Correct.
Instagram. Awesome.
That would be it. Yeah. And if anybody is actually doing these, please post them to your Instagram, tag me in it. I would love to see it. Send it over this way. I love to see everybody's fun, artistic way of doing their nails. It's, I could be learning something from you guys, different color combinations that you like.
And fun little shapes and things like that. I think
exactly.
Question on Facebook Live is, how long do you have to wait for the Sharpie part to dry?
The Sharpie dries instantly because as the alcohol is evaporating, it's drying right to the nail.
Okay.
So literally you could probably do a couple Sharpies and you can see it. You can actually see it drying because as you're taking away the alcohol, it slowly like turns matte.
Okay.
So you're going to see kind of a mattish effect that it leaves behind.
And the other question is, does the base coat have to be totally dry too before you start going?
It would be a good idea, not completely dry because you're barely tapping. So if you get all your nails done with your first coat of color, depending on how, if you're looking for a white and you're really going white and you're doing 2 coats of color, then make sure it's fairly dry, because if you stab too hard in it, then you're going to indent your polish. So you don't want to indent your polish. You want to keep it flowy, and you're just barely tapping. So give it a good 10 minutes to dry before you go in with your alcohol inks.
Okay, awesome. I think that is all the questions that we have. I know that Kayla is going to put a link to Yappa Beauty. They are in our shop. They are a vegan, non-toxic nail lacquer line, and they supply the nail lacquer for this Facebook Live. Thank you so much, Yappa Beauty. And Lisa, thank you so much for everything. I know
thanks for having me.
Yeah, it was so awesome. This is our very first self-love club meetup. Yay! Next Thursday at a different time, 4:00 next week, we are going to have Joanne Berry. She is a spa industry pro, and she's actually going to teach us how to do DIY bath scrubs so everybody can make Mother's Day gifts at home while we're in quarantine. So make sure you join us there and stay in touch. And I think, thank you very much again, Lisa, for being here. And until next time, Live Love Spa, stay in touch. Bye.